gamers? I'm Jason.
I'm Julie.
And today on Dice & Dragons, we are doing the second half of our back-to-back review. This is Marvel Champions, the card game published by Fantasy Flight Games. We are now covering the Drax Hero Pack. There's still one more coming, but she's getting released around the same time as the Mad Titan Shadow, so I don't know if she counts as the Guardian Wave or any case. We last of this Cosmic Wave. We are finishing up the core Guardians of the Galaxy now with the Drax Hero Pack, which is designed by Michael Boggs and Caleb Grace. Now I'm going to toss it over to Julie, who will tell you more about the game Marvel Champions. But you should really know already if you've still been watching all of these.
So it is a cooperative 1 to 4 player game intended for ages 14 and above and plays in 60 minutes approximately for 2 players. Or we've seen a game go about 4 hours with a 4-player game.
Yeah, 30 minutes per player, but it does seem to get longer. Not quite sure why. And what will you be doing with the Drax Hero Pack? Well, you're going to become Drax the Destroyer. You will attempt to take out your revenge on Ronan and Thanos if you would like. Both of those villains are available, or depending on where you're located, will soon be available for the game. And you'll be doing that by stabbing people with your knives, using a lot of basic attacks, and getting really mad using these cool new vengeance tokens in order to fuel your rage and the strength of your daggers. So character plays very differently than a lot of the others. We're going to be talking about it when we get to our review, but we gotta do something else. But first, Julie, what do we need to do?
We're going to grab our drink.
Grab our best friend.
We're going to take it to the table one more time.
One more time. Hey, we didn't swap. I think we need to swap things up. I'm going to be Drax now.
That's okay.
You could be Venom.
Okay.
I want to go stab. And by the way, I'm standing incredibly still, so you can't see me, right? Now we're going to take a look at the components for the Drax Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. So here you do get the rule book, rule sheet for the character. You've got the credits, some explanation as to who Drax is, and then just the background as to how to really play and use his hero pack, and explanation of how he plays as the protection archetype. Then you also get this nice full color art, something that you can laminate or do whatever you want with of the same art that's on the hero card. So let's take a look at his hero card. So Drax gets +1 attack for each vengeance counter on him, and after the villain attacks, Drax will place a vengeance counter on his hero card. Now, if you flip it over, you will have to clear those, and in his alter ego mode, after you change to this form, you remove all the vengeance counters and heal 2 damage for each counter that gets removed that way. So that's the way he works as a hero. Here we've got his deck of cards. You've got Mantis as an ally who can heal some damage from Drax. Fight Me, You Coward will trigger the villain to force him to attack you. Intimidation is how you get rid of some threat. Knife Leap is how you do a lot of damage with a really strong basic attack. Parry will let you get a nice defense in, as well as deal double your attack damage back. Payback is another way that you can trigger the villain to attack you. It's a response after the villain attacks you for you to deal damage back to them. Then you can, of course, equip another knife, and then another knife, and then you will be able to, get a few more abilities. And then this one I really like. This is Dweethit Master, and after Drax makes a basic attack, he gets to draw a card. And then 2 Stubborn to Die, which is really useful, means that if you're about to die, you actually get to heal all of your damage. Now, he is the protection aspect, so you've got Martyr and Moondragon as the allies. Counter Punch, which will let you hit the villain back after they attack you. Deflection will let you prevent damage by deflecting it. Hard Knocks will let you deal damage to the enemy, and then you can gain a tough status card, so it's a great way for you to take out minions and then be able to tank some damage from the villain. Leading Blow, so when your hero makes a basic attack, you discard the top card of the encounter deck, reduce the hero's attack for that attack, reduce your hero's attack for that attack, too many attacks in a row there, by the number of printed boost icons, And then you get to ready your hero if you still have an attack value. So you can do 2 attacks at a time. So that is definitely pretty cool. And it's an interrupt for a basic attack. So you can chain together a lot of strong attacks. And then when an enemy initiates attack against you, you lower that attack value by 3. And Indomitable lets you make a nice defensive action and then ready your hero. Then we do, of course, also get... this is supposed to be right here, so I'll just put it right there. Now we get some of the neutral aspect cards. We get an ally in the form of Gamora. So after Gamora attacks or thwarts, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an event. Then you get to add it to your hand. Athletic conditioning, you get to discard 1 stun or confused status card from your hero, which is fun. Then you just have energy, genius, and strength, which are pretty much staples of every deck where you get to generate 2 resources of a specific type. Then you've got his obligation, memories of another life, which you'll want to get out because it makes you flip over. After that, you've got Call the Weak, which is the side scheme for Yotat the Destroyer, your nemesis. And he's got these nasty treachery cards and an attachment that may show up. Now, after that, what we've got here are just the extra cards that are then added that you can use to build decks. So bring it, draw 1 card for each minion engaged with you. That seems really good for Thor, actually. Play only if your identity as a guardian trait. You'll take 1 damage and confuse the villain. I like that one. Exhaust an end's physique to remove 1 physical counter from it to generate a punch resource. That can be good. It's a great way. It's a great card to play when you're not sure what you're going to do. We also have this actually is from another deck I got mixed in there. Apologies. This card actually belongs in Spectrum as we were playing. We were using these in her deck during our plays of the Mad Titan Shadow. But you get regroup, so when an ally is defeated by an enemy attack, return it to its owner's hand instead of discarding it. So this is pretty cool for any type of leadership deck, especially ones that you can play allies very cheaply. You can easily get them back into your hand. So there you have it. We've taken a look at the components for the Drax Hero Pack. Now keep it right here as Julie and I will be coming back at you with a review of this expansion. So Drax, the Destroyer, the Hero Pack. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this one. He's not really your type of character.
Well, I thought he was going to be. I mean, he should be smashy, right? Like, he should be the ultimate smasher.
I don't know. There's one ultimate smasher, and his name is Hulk.
Or She-Hulk.
Yeah, but Hulk smash. I mean, that's why he's the ultimate smasher.
Okay.
She-Hulk is very good at smashing, though. Don't get me wrong.
So I thought that would be his strong suit, and there'd be a couple. I do like the idea of the vengeance tokens. That's pretty cool. And once he finally gets properly angry and ramps up to his max vengeance, and if you have the right cards, you can do some pretty cool stuff. Mm-hmm. That being said, he has some serious limitations in my book. Drawing 4 cards, especially, and we'll review it another time, but with the villain that we were facing that throws cards that make you discard a lot of cards.
So let's just add a little bit of context for those that did not watch our Venom review. We started out against the Ebony Maw villain from the Mad Titan Shadow. We are going to be replaying against him as Spectrum and Adam Warlock, but as we had him play Drax and Venom, we're like, well, let's get a few practice rounds in and figure out these characters with the latest expansion.
So he throws some spells at us and kept throwing spells at me, and I was often having to discard cards. Now, Drax, unfortunately, in his superhero form, only gets a hand size of 4. So when you start dropping cards, it's pretty frustrating. And especially when I was playing Drax and you were playing Venom and you had like 8 cards, you're having trouble holding them. And I'm holding 2 cards because I just had to discard 2 cards because of a spell. It was pretty frustrating. The other thing that happens is he really feels like he's supposed to, he's a tank and he's supposed to take the hits and, basic attacks, not too bright, gets hit, gets stunned, I don't know. It just wasn't, I wasn't loving it.
Well, I also think, and I think that that with regards to Drax, there were some poor design choices on his starting card. Now, what's really cool, the forced response is how he heals when he flips to his alter ego side from his hero form. Awesome idea. Clear the vengeance tokens, get up to 6 health. Very cool. But depending on the character you're playing, the fact that you want to build up the vengeance tokens, unless you really have Drax's other knife, or you have the card that lets him draw a card whenever he makes a basic attack, which is encouraging you to attack, completely thematic to the character, you do feel like you're a little bit behind. I really felt like there should have been some setup instructions that he at least get you his other knife, so you're constantly doing, 2 attack to make him feel just a little bit stronger. I mean, we've got Venom over here, and Venom does 2 attack, and he's not Drax. Now Drax can do, with his other knife, up to a total of 5 damage on the basic attack, which is huge and really good. And there's some cards to make the villain attack you, so you can even build up your vengeance and essentially hit him like a whole bunch of times. So they captured the character's essence very well. He's got some neat thwarts based on his vengeance tokens, but if you don't get the right cards, depending on the villain that you're playing against, you can get really stunted like what happened to Julie. So that makes him like a fun character to play in the right circumstances, but I can't see playing him against every villain. I'm thinking back to when we were really critical of the pre-made decks. So just a reminder to everyone, we review pre-made decks. We don't do any deck building. Perhaps building a cool deck around Drax and his abilities might make him a lot stronger. But as he comes, I'd say he falls down there with Rocket and Gru, where it's like, he's fun, does something really cool, is fairly thematic, but is not nearly as complete as he should be right out of the box. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like you really need to get some card draw or play with an ally that can give you card draw so that you're drawing an extra card. So
well, I like your idea. Venom starts with
a weapon
in hand. And I feel like, to your point, Drax needs to, especially since he has a 1 attack. When I turned the card over, I was like, really? 1 attack? I mean,
he's Drax. He should have his knives. I don't understand why Drax's knives are something that you have
even
to
Captain America always starts with a shield.
Yep.
So, I mean
Iron Man, you got to build the suit, but I think you start with 1 piece of armor. It's been a while since I've played as him. Even Black Panther, I think, starts with 1 piece, but they're fairly effective even without those. The armor just makes them a lot stronger, and that's the thing is, Iron Man builds his whole armor and he gets stronger across the board, whereas Drax is like, you've got 2 cards that you're looking for. You're not necessarily ramping up to a whole other level. You're just kind of getting to a point where it's like, yeah, he's now playable. Like I said, though, there could be some cards that if we went and built him a deck or took a look online for some recommended builds for Drax that make him ridiculously strong. So I don't want to comment and say that he's not, a good hero, but
as he's built with his deck, he is not our favorite player.
No, he's definitely in the lower class of heroes, and this is definitely something that I don't necessarily recommend as a must pick up unless you're like us buying the whole game and you want to have everything. We're completionists, we want everything, and we love Marvel. So eventually we'll figure out a way to make Drax really strong, and I'm sure that over the years there'll be cards that come out that make him even better. But right now, data filming this, if you're on a limited budget, if you're looking for more Guardians, pick up Venom, pick up Star-Lord, pick up Gamora. Those 3 are so far the best of this Guardian cycle, even better than the heroes that came in the Galaxy's Most Wanted box. I don't have much more to add.
I don't. I will give my rating.
Okay, what is your rating?
6.
Yeah, I agree with Julie. It's a 6. Solid addition to the game, but nothing special and something that is completely forgettable unless you're a collector. So on that note, Julie, what time is it?
Time to remind everybody to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when we have some new content for you.
And take a look down below in the video description. You'll find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see pictures of Julie and I playing Marvel Champions the card game or playing as Drax and Venom, take a look on those feeds. There'll be plenty of pictures when they get posted and from all of our previous plays. Then also down below there as well, you've linked to multizone.ca, great Canadian game store. store. Click that link. You'll be able to find Marvel Champions for sure. You'll get 10% off your next purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel. So a portion of that purchase is returned to us, and then popping up in front of us are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. In front of me will be our most recent release. In front of Julie, since we talked about it, and this is the second one of the videos, we'll have a link that will take you back to a review of the Venom Hero Pack. I think that's good. Or Galaxy's Most Wanted.
Do Galaxy's Most Wanted, because otherwise, like, you might get Venom and Venom.
Good point. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, we'll do Galaxy's Most Wanted there instead. And then what do we need to do?
Grab our drinks.
Grab our best friend.
And we're going to keep playing games.
We're definitely going to keep playing this one. We're ready to go. We've got some new characters. Mad Titan Shadow. Here we come.